The American dream of becoming a homeowner is still attainable, and you might be able to afford more than you think. In the next few minutes, I will give you a step-by-step guide on how buying a home actually works. My intention is to explain it in simple terms and help you avoid expensive mistakes. If you want clarity instead of confusion, I would encourage you to like, save, and subscribe. And if I send you this video, I would even invite you to call me. I would like to be a resource of information and someone who can guide you through the entire process. This video is made for first-time buyers, renters who are tired of guessing, or anybody who just wants clarity. You don't need perfect credit, you do not need 20% down, and you also do not need a high income. Every person is different, and you do not need to be perfect. You just need a game plan. Buying a home and applying for a mortgage can sound complex. Buying starts with clarity. Step number one, you need to know your numbers. You will need to understand your income and how much of it actually counts. You need to understand your monthly debts and knowing what is your debt to income ratio. Understanding your credit score and how it affects your home loan. And you want to have a clear amount for what you will be using for your down payment. And also understanding your total out-of-pocket cost. The bank doesn't care if you are nervous or if you feel ready. The banks do not care about vibes. They care about math. Because every buyer is unique and every loan has their own guidelines. Start by understanding those three things: your debt, your income, and your relationship between both of those. The most simple way I can explain this is the relationship between how much money you make and how much money you keep. So if you really want to buy when it is all said and done, a good number would be to have less than 40% of your income goes towards debts. That includes your mortgage, taxes, and any other debt that you have financed. In other words, whatever money you make, a good number is that you retain 60% after you become a homeowner. And I would highly invite you to consider avoiding becoming house poor. Yes, there are benefits in becoming a homeowner, and buying a home should be a good experience and not because of fear of missing out. For most people, this is the biggest purchase they will make in their entire life. And remember that the best house you can buy is the one that lets you sleep at night. Step number one is know your real numbers. Understand how much it will be out of pocket and understand your monthly payments. And take it a step further by creating your accounts to avoid becoming house poor. Step two is get a pre-approval. After you know your monthly budget and how much it will cost you to move in, and if you say, I want to move in the next 60 to 90 days, at this point, I would recommend that you talk to a loan originator. Most lenders can give you a pre-qualification and they will tell you a dollar amount on how much you can afford. And if you are serious about buying, take it a step further and get a pre-approval letter. At this point, you will begin to send documentation and most likely even do a credit check. And if this is you, I would invite you to reach out to me and we can come up with a strategy. A good pre-approval letter will give you a range on how much you can afford. It will give you a clear idea of what the monthly payments will be like, and it will make your offers much stronger. Knowing your monthly budget will help you prepare to avoid becoming house poor. If you were to get a pre-approval letter, this does not mean that you have permission to go and spend your money. It is a safety rail so that you know how much you will need so that they can hand you the keys. It is also a good way so that you know your limits. Step 3. Build the right team. You will need a loan originator to help you come up with a strategy. You will also need a realtor to help you negotiate. And the third person you need is a decision maker. That is you. Not only am I a preferred lender with the largest company in North America, my intentions is to explain this in plain English and not jargon. Buying a home is a team sport, and having the wrong team can cost you money. Team matters. And the best thing you can have during the entire process is great communication. Before you are submitting offers, you want to know how much you qualify for and take it a step further by having your loan originator verify the loan. If you are working with me, we will take it a step further by giving you a verified approval letter. Step 4. House shopping. For most, this is the most exciting part. And these are two of the most common mistakes are falling in love with the first house. And also avoid borrowing more than you can afford. Buying a home can be emotional, and I would rather you do this with strategy. To keep it simple, consider your monthly payments. Consider taxes, insurance, and other hidden costs like maintenance, water, electricity, etc. And I would encourage you to spend less than 40% on your home. You want to make sure that you have money left over to save and invest. This will help you avoid becoming house poor. Think 3 to 5 years down the road and consider flexibility. And remember that the best house you buy is the one that lets you sleep at night. Budgeting is telling your money where to go. So stay within your budget and don't buy a house that you cannot afford. Don't max out your approval. Once you find a home you like, you can submit an offer. Step 5. Offer, escrow, keys. Once you verify your loan and you want to move in within the next 60 days, at this point, you and your realtor will go and submit an offer. Once the offer gets accepted, we will go into escrow. An escrow and a title company will get involved to make this transaction official. And soon you will be a homeowner. Once your offer gets accepted, there will be inspections and appraisals. This will be done by the help of your lending company and your realtor. Soon there will be a final approval and then comes closing date. To make it official, you will sit with the notary and do signatures. And soon enough, you will be getting the keys to your new home. From submitting an offer to getting your keys, this feels the most intense. Just know that you are not alone. Confusion usually starts because of lack of communication, not the process. So always ask your realtor and your lender questions. Common myths. You do not need 20% down. You also do not need a perfect credit score. And there are even reasons why you should not wait for interest rates to come down. Because when they do, there will be most likely more buyers competing for that house. So sometimes waiting for the perfect time costs more than starting imperfectly. Well, most people don't get told. For many, it is the biggest purchase in their entire life. And buying is a financial move, not just lifestyle. There may be potential benefits in building equity, tax benefits, and more stability. The goal isn't just to buy, but it is about doing it correctly. Anyone can help you buy a house, but very few will give you a game plan to avoid being house poor. The difference between me and any other lender is that yes, we want to help you move in, but we also want to make sure that you become financially independent. The next steps. If you are ready, let's come up with a strategy. And if you are not, let's prepare the right way. I can help you come up with a game plan even if you think on buying 6 to 12 months away. Follow and subscribe if you want real guidance. I would even encourage you to have a conversation with me and use me as a resource. If you are like most people, your paycheck doesn't come with instructions. And if you are working with me, we will give you instructions on what you need to become a homeowner. And after that, we will continue to give you instructions on how to become financially independent. Comment the word plan if you would like to come up with a strategy. And I would invite you to initiate a conversation with me. Use me as a resource and reach out to me.